Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for your Week 14 first look. Draftkings has opened up the tab for this week's slate, and we have some good looks. All right, before I deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessNSJSD, and let's get things started. All right, first is the Patreon. Sign up for the Patreon. Don't forget to do that. I'm giving you daily DFS breakdowns on NBA and NFL when it's Monday night, Thursday night, and of course Sunday night football. Okay, you get that breakdown on DFS. Also, you get betting advice all the way down at the bottom. Okay, if you have any other questions, please go to Instagram, follow me, and message me there. All right, and I will definitely get back to you. Now, let's look at this Week 14 slate we got going here. 11 games, and let's go through each position. This is our first look, so there's injuries. Things can change at a moment's notice. Let's see where the positions we're going to focus on, the price points we're going to focus on, and the guys we're going to focus on for Week 14. All right, first we're going to start off with the quarterback position. Let's be upfront here. All of the top tier quarterbacks are in great positions. Okay, I can't really pinpoint which one, but all of them are in great spots. So you want a back and forth type of game. You got Patrick Mahomes against the Raiders, and we seen what happened in that game earlier this year between the Raiders. Was 41-14, and Patrick Mahomes looked like his old self. He had 39 fantasy points. He's going to be someone we're going to look at. He's someone that should be up there that we're going to pay for and is going to be worthwhile, especially at only $8,000. Josh Allen going up against Tampa Bay. That can be a big back and forth game. Tom Brady will dissect that defense, and Josh Allen is very in the hot weather in Tampa Bay. There's going to be a total difference of what's going on right now in Buffalo with that windy weather and cold temperatures. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, Dawson Knox, Cole Beasley, those guys will have a great time going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That should be a high-scoring game. Tom Brady. I just spoke about Josh Allen. Obviously, I want Tom Brady on the other side. Lamar Jackson should have a bounce-back game against Cleveland. He has a very good history against the Browns in his whole entire career. Besides the first time, which was 2 weeks ago, he only had 13 fantasy points. Other than that, he's getting 20-plus each and every game. Justin Herbert against the Giants. Giants are probably giving up on the season, and they've given up a ton of points to opposing quarterbacks. So we're going to look there as well. Dak Prescott against Washington. Washington is 30th ranked against the pass. He has all his wide receivers back healthy. Faced a tough defense against the Saints, but still was able to put up a touchdown. I think he gets things back rolling between him, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, and Michael Gallup. So Dak Prescott is in a great spot. Let's see if we can find some cheaper options. Obviously, we like Patrick Mahomes. The other side would be Derek Carr. Derek Carr in this game had a good performance here. Let's see the totals just to be 100% sure. He had 19 fantasy points. We can go there as well. He had 261 yards passing. He's going to have to hook up with Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, and hopefully get Bryan Edwards involved in that passing game. They lead the league in deep pass balls anyway, so he is not shy to throw the ball down the field, and that's what's the turnaround for him this year. So he's someone to look at 5,900. Let's see if we can find any other cheap guys at the quarterback position. For Week 14, we're going to move down just a little bit. We got Taylor Heinicke against Dallas. I like both sides of the ball in here. Taylor Heinicke provides upside with the rushing ability, and hopefully he can get in the end zone. He's done that on multiple occasions this season. If we're just going down the line, he had a touchdown against Buffalo, and I could have swore he had another touchdown, but he is not shy to throw that ball. He's not shy to run out the pocket as well, okay? So Taylor Heinicke can be a guy we can look at 5,500. Cam Newton always has upside with his rushing ability. He let us down against Miami, but that performance against Washington was something to look forward to. Now going up against Atlanta Falcons, who struggle against the run, I think they can utilize Cam Newton to his benefit in this week 14. And then last but not least, we have Zach Wilson against the New Orleans Saints, who has struggled as of late. This should be a intriguing affair with this um, okay defense, because they really fallen off. And Zach Wilson, who's trying to finish the year strong, finished with 22 fantasy points against Philadelphia. If we see something similar out of him, like he did last week, this week against the Saints, then we should be, all thumbs up with Elijah Moore and Jamison Crowder, Keelan Cole, guys like that. But the other upside with Zach Wilson is he's been getting in the end zone. In that red zone area, they've been using Zach Wilson in his legs. He has back-to-back rushing touchdowns. So that's the upside I'm looking for at 5,300, something to be very, very intriguing about. And also, don't forget about Taysom Hill. If he is going to play against the Jets, we got to make sure he's clear with his finger, and we will see how it is. But the key to him is his legs, all right? He had a great performance against Dallas, had 101 rushing yards, and we already know the New York Jets struggle against rushing. It could be rushing quarterbacks, it could be rushing running backs. It doesn't matter. We struggle against rushing. All right, let's move down the line to the running back position. Let's key in on 3 to 4 guys here. The first one we're going to start off with will be Alvin Kamara. He should be back and healthy for the New Orleans Saints against the Jets. They, like I said before, running backs, quarterbacks, everyone's been running on the New York Jets. They are not afraid to do smash mouth football, and they can't stop it. They really cannot stop it. It's very embarrassing. And Alvin Kamara coming back from injury with his knee, he was inactive against the Cowboys. I think he should be a full go. We'll see. We'll see. We'll watch the injury report and watch practice, but he should come back and have a great performance against the New York Jets. Next will be, let's go down the line. Fournette has been on fire. Now he gets to go against Buffalo. Buffalo struggling against Jonathan Taylor and currently struggling against Damian Harris. So just look at these numbers, man. A touchdown, receiving touchdown, 8. Oh my God, 8 targets, 7 receptions, 48 yards. And then almost the same exact thing the week prior against the Colts. 7 receptions on 31 yards and another TD. And also he added in 3 rushing TDs. Leonard Fournette has been an absolute beast. He did not miss a beat coming over from the Jacksonville Jaguars and has really made himself a spot here in Tampa Bay. And I'm liking what I'm seeing out of him. He's definitely someone we can consider against Buffalo. Let's see if we can find some other cheap guys for you as we scroll down here. Josh Jacobs had a good performance against Kansas City the last time they played. It was more of the receptions. That's what I remember. The receptions was 5 receptions and 20 yards. Hopefully he can get some more in that rushing ability. Antonio Gibson against Dallas. They're going to need to use him in multiple facets, as you can see, back-to-back weeks of over 20-plus touches against Seattle and the Raiders. Also coming through with the receiving, 6 targets and 7 targets. Was able to get an end zone last week against the Raiders. So that's what you like to see out of him. We expected this earlier this season. He kind of had a little bump in the road, but now I think he should be able to finish the year strong. Antonio Gibson is someone we definitely want to focus in on at 6,000. He has a lot of potential this week. And then last but not least, we cannot forget about Saquon Barkley. All right, they're slowly ramping him up. He had 6 receptions on 9 targets. With the injury, obviously, to the quarterback position, Jake Fromm, they're going to be dumping off the ball. They're going to really be focusing on Saquon Barkley because that's their best player. Obviously, they're going to be running the ball with him. If Jake Fromm is struggling to get the ball out of his hand to the wide receivers, Saquon Barkley will be his safety net. And I think there's another safe play here at 6,000. He has some big upside against the Chargers, who struggle against the running backs currently this season. And they're all out of assets. If there's going to be another game with no Kadarius Toney and no Sterling Shepard, Barkley is going to have to be the guy. It's going to be really not unfortunate, but they're going to have to keep up pace with the Chargers, who are not afraid of putting points up on the board. All right, let's move over to that wide receiver position. Let's key in some guys over here. Now, remember, we want to pair our wide receivers with the quarterbacks already spoken about. So with a lot of these high back and forth games we got going here, high total games we have here, Las Vegas versus Kansas City. Another game that should be Dallas, Washington should be high scoring. Seattle is one sided in that game. Buffalo, Tampa Bay is going to be an absolute barn fire. It's going to be great. All right. That's game you need to definitely focus on. And that's all the way at the end. So, Buffalo, Tampa Bay, definitely. So, let's just focus in on Tyreek Hill. Obviously, the number one wide receiver right now at 8,500. Any catch he takes, he can take it all the way to the end zone. Struggled last week against Denver. Obviously, Denver has a very good defense. They are very familiar with Tyreek Hill. On the other hand, in this game, there's not a corner or a safety that they have that can stop Tyreek Hill. He had 7 receptions, 10 targets, 83 yards, and 2 TDs the last time they played. Hopefully, we can get something similar to that. All right, he has a high upside in this shootout that should be between the Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, we're gonna go back to the Brandon Ayuk. Well, I know he let a lot of people down last week, but Deebo Samuel's still out. Those targets should still be there. Obviously, Kittle got a lot of love. I told people to play Kittle, obviously. Brandon Ayuk should have been able to step up as well. But against Cincinnati struggles against the pass. They are built to stop the run, obviously, in that AFC North. That's how they built that defense. But the wide receivers have been able to do very well against Cincinnati. Brandon Ayuk can be that guy. Last week was T. Higgins. We'll see what Brandon Ayuk is able to do against Cincinnati. He should be someone we're looking at early in this first look. Let's see if we can find any other gems at wide receiver. We're gonna look at not Mike. Before I go to Mike Williams, we're gonna talk about DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf at 6,500. Russ is getting a little bit better. A little bit better. You saw improvement last week against San Francisco. 5 receptions, 8 targets, 60 yards. He was targeting him a lot in that red zone area as well. They just haven't connected. The last touchdown was week 8 against Jacksonville. I think that turns around against the poor defense in Houston. And they get back on the board, get things going at 6,500. They already have 8 TDs so far this year and 710 yards receiving. DK Metcalf and Russell Wilson will hook up this week. I guarantee that. I like that this week. He can be a lock. Definitely looking at the early looks for week 14. Next will be Mike Williams with the COVID protocol on Keenan Allen. Mike Williams steps up as the number one wide receiver. Had 5 receptions, 7 targets, 110 yards against Cincinnati. Like I said, Cincinnati is struggling against wide receivers. Keenan Allen had a hell of a day with 2 TDs. That's why I like Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk going up against the Cincinnati Bengals defense. Now we got Mike Williams as the number one wide receiver going up against the New York Giants. James Bradbury is a joke. And now we have Mike Williams, who is a beast. All right, size and speed combination. I think he's going to turn up like he did earlier this season with multiple games over 20 fantasy points. All right, Mike Williams definitely is going to be a lock for week 14. All right, now let's move over. Oh, wait. Before we do that, just 2 more guys. Jarvis Landry is the number one wide receiver for Cleveland. He's been getting a lot of targets as of late. 8 against Detroit and 10 against Baltimore, 6 and 111. That's what we like to see from him. And they're in some must-win situation type of games. They need to feed Jarvis Landry their best wide receiver, okay? I definitely like him at 5,400. And don't forget about Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore has come on strong to end this season. Getting a ton of targets. And the news about Corey Davis. He is now the number one wide receiver. Look at these fantasy performances. 27, 13, 32. Had 9 against Houston, but bounced back with 20 fantasy points against Philadelphia. This man is a spark plug, and I love him at his price at 5,900. Started the season off slow, but came on strong as of late. Now has 6 touchdowns this season. Very, very impressive from the rookie. We're definitely going to put him in there. Now let's move over to that tight end position. We have the obvious guys. We got Kelsey, we got Kittle, we got Gronkowski. I told people to lock in Gronkowski. He came through with 2 touchdowns. Struggled in that first half. Ended the game very, very strong. 4 receptions, 58 yards, and 2 TDs with Gronkowski. Obviously, we're going to go back to that. Well, as long as he's healthy, Tom Brady will throw the ball to Gronkowski. So we'll throw him in there. And some other cheap guys we can look at that tight end position will be Evan Engram, because they're really out of options on the New York Giants side. And he's been able to step up just a little bit. 4 receptions, 5 targets, 61 yards, 10 fantasy points. You want him to get in the end zone, but he got you to double-digit points at $3,500 price. I think that's decent. Obviously, the question mark will be the Jake Fromm throwing him the ball, but usually a young quarterback likes to throw to the running back and the tight end position. Those are the easier routes to break down on these offensive plays, okay? And then last but not least will be Jared Cook. We can look towards him with the absence of Keenan Allen. They have a veteran tight end here, and against the Giants have always struggled against tight ends. I would not be surprised if I see Jared Cook come through with a touchdown and have a decent game against the New York Giants. All right, something similar to week 9 or something similar to week 6 against Baltimore or against the Raiders, 6 for 70, 1 touchdown. That's what I really want. I want that type of performance, but something we can look forward to against this Giants team, especially with the absence of Keenan Allen. All right. All right, and that will be the first look for Week 14. Guys, let me know down below. Is there anyone else that I need to speak of? Anyone that I missed so far? There's a ton of plays, obviously, but um, but just looking at it, just quick glance, those are the guys we're going to focus on this weekend. All right, please pay attention to the injury report. Obviously, things can change at a moment's notice, but that's what we're going to focus in right now. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageSD, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Peace out, guys.